Speed Duel is a fast-paced alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Using regular cards and throwing in skills to shake things up, making some unused cards more viable, allowing more anime strategies to come to life. Join us as we progress through each Speed Duel product release and draft each skill available at that time before battling it out in Speed Duel Skill Draft. The Battle City box was released November 26th, 2020 and contains 8 pre-built 20-card decks along with 34 additional cards for further customization. This box includes a ton of new cards, but some of the standouts are Breaker the Magical Warrior, a monster that can go up to 1900 attack and destroy a spell trap, Jinzo, a level 6 machine that negates traps, Cosmic Cyclone, a quick play spell / trap banish, Book of Moon, a quick play spell that flips a monster on either field face down, and Lost Wind, a trap that halves a monster's attack, negates its effects, and can be reused when a monster is special summoned from extra. 20 new skills were introduced with this product, and since Alex lost last set, he drafts first and picks up Union Combination, which lets him fusion summon a light machine fusion monster using monsters from his field or graveyard as material. I take Magnetic Attraction, which lets me add a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior to my hand when I normal summon a Magnet Warrior, and allows me to reveal 2 level 4 or lower Magnet Warriors to add Valkyrian from deck to hand. Alex takes Spell of Mask, which if Masked Beast is destroyed by card effect, lets him special summon Masked Beast Descardius from hand, deck, or graveyard. He can also tribute Descardius to add the Masked Beast and Curse of the Masked Beast from deck or grave to hand. I take Fusion Party, which lets me fusion summon without polymerization once per duel. Alex takes It's Jinzo, which makes Jinzo unaffected by skill cards, and once per turn, if he controls Jinzo, he can look at a face down spell trap, and if it's a trap, draw 1 card. I take Ritual Ceremony, which lets me reveal 1 ritual monster from hand and add 1 ritual spell from deck to hand whose name is listed on that monster. Alex takes Magician's Act, which lets him, at the start of the duel, either add Dark Magician from deck to hand and shuffle 1 card from hand into the deck, or shuffle 1 Dark Magician from hand into deck and draw 1 card. Also, he can tribute Dark Magician to draw 2 cards. I take Rise of the Fallen, which lets me special summon a level 4 or lower fairy monster from grave in defense position and gain life points equal to its original attack. Alex takes No More Mrs. Nyhmnim, which once per turn destroys a spell trap when his monster inflicts battle damage. I take Beasts of Phantom, which allows me to discard 1 card to fusion summon Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast from my extra deck using materials from hand or field. During my end phase, if Chimera was summoned this turn, I can add 1 Phantom Beast monster from grave to hand. Alex takes I'm Just Gonna Attack, which can give a monster 100 attack for the turn, and during his battle phase when his opponent activates a trap, he can negate it and set it back face down. I take Guardians of the Tomb, which lets me draw 1 card when a monster is special summoned from my spell trap zone while I have no cards in my hand, and then lets me set 1 spell trap from my hand. Alex takes Low Blow, which makes 1 monster lose 500 attack and defense for the turn. I take Digging for Gold, which lets me banish 3 cards from my graveyard to draw 1 card. Alex takes Psychic Duelist, which lets him pay half his life points to either target a set card and declare 1 card type, reveal it, if it's the declared type it cannot be activated this turn, or randomly select 1 card in the opponent's hand, declare 1 card type, reveal it, if it's the declared type, inflict 500 damage. I take Endless Traps, which if I have exactly 3 traps in grave, randomly adds 1 trap from my grave to hand, 1 to deck, and 1 to banish. Alex takes It's No Monster, It's a God, which lets him discard any number of cards to add Obelisk the Tormentor from deck or grave to hand. I take the Fury of Thunder, which if I control Slifer, lets me draw until I have 4 cards in hand, and if Slifer is sent to the graveyard, I can shuffle it back into my deck. Alex takes Power of Friendship, which prevents him from taking effect damage from his opponent's card effects during his turn. Which leaves me with the Heretic Chant, which lets me discard my entire hand to add 1 Winged Dragon of Ra from deck or grave to hand, and if I do, I contribute 1 monster in additional to my normal summon and set. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Beasts of Phantom. So the skill card here is actually quite interesting, kind of has 2-fold effects. So during your main phase, discard 1 card, then fusion summon 1 Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. During the end phase, if Chimera was fusion summoned, you can add a Phantom Beast monster from your graveyard to your hand. Each of these skills can only be used once per turn. So summoning our Chimera the Mythical Beast is pretty cool. It's a pretty iconic Yugi boss monster, and it's an okay-ish monster. 2100 is a little bit weak, but when it dies, it does float into another body, which is okay. But Chimera and Gazelle both have a little line of text on them. On Gazelle, it's a bit more obvious, but this card is always treated as a Phantom Beast card. That means that these will receive any of the benefits that any of the other cards that affect other Phantom Beast cards have, which does create some interesting synergies, especially with this card, Phantom Beast Crossed Wing. So it's a pretty weak monster with 1300 attack, 1300 defense, but while this card is in the graveyard, all Phantom Beast monsters on the field gain 300 attack, which might not seem like a lot, but that does mean that Chimera becomes 24, and then Gazelle becomes an 18. So 18 is nothing to snuff at, but when the 24 dies, it can then float into the 18, which can actually be really, really good. And because Beasts of Phantom Fusion effect requires us to discard a card, we can send Crosswing from hand to grave, which will then, in turn, buff both of our other monsters. If we manage to get more than 1 Crosswing in the graveyard, this effect will also stack, which means Chimera can be as high as 3000 attack. Now, it might be a bit of a pipe dream to think we can actually get to that, but if it does happen, a 3000 attack that floats into a 2400 attack is extremely strong in Speed Duel. So the rest of the deck, we're on the 1 copy of Baphomet. We don't really want to be seeing this card. This is basically just in here as a one-off so that we can use Beasts of Phantom and fuse into our Chimera. Other than that, this card is pretty dead. We don't really want to see it. Phantom Beast Wildhorn is a 1700 piercing monster that, again, using Phantom Beast Crosswing can become 2000, 2300, so it's just a really good beater in the deck. Breaker is just Breaker, it's fantastic. Back row destruction is incredible. 1900 body, just this is going to be a staple going forward. We are on the Foolish Burial. This is in here again to dump Crosswing, because Crosswing we don't really want to be seeing in our hand. We want this in our graveyard at all times. We don't even really want to set it to chump block if we don't have to. We just want this card in the grave 100% of the time. Night Beam is our spell trap destruction of choice, because you cannot respond to the activation. So that means you can't chain things like Book of Moon. So Night Beam is kind of has this extra layer of usefulness to it. So this is our primary trap. It's a very, very strong trap. Horn of the Phantom Beast. So target 1 beast or beast warrior monster you control. Equip this card to the target against 800 attack. If the equipped monster destroys your opponent's monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. So this card is good for a multitude of reasons. An 800 attack combat trick is really, really strong. Plus, it sticks around, so it's a permanent 800 boost, which is also really, really good. Also, it gives us advantage. If ever we kill a monster, we then get to draw a card, which is just really, really strong in any format of Yu-Gi-Oh! On top of that, this card is also really good against Nobleman of Extermination that Alex has been on, because Alex will activate Nobleman, target our Horn, we'll just flip it up, activate it, equip it to one of our monsters, which means his Nobleman then fizzles, and Horn of the Phantom Beast is now online, and it's really difficult for Alex to deal with. The other traps in here are only one-offs because, we're playing around Nobleman of Extermination. So Prideful Roar, really, really good combat trick. It will basically guarantee we win the combat. If we combine this with Phantom Beast, that means we also get to draw a card, which is always going to be fantastic. Floodgate Trap Hole, this is basically a response to Breaker in case Alex wants to summon it. We'll flip it down to stop it from destroying our cards. And Widespread Ruin is in here because it's just kind of the best generic trap card we have. So the extra deck could be a little bit relevant because we are playing the Waking the Dragons. So we do just have the 2 copies of Blue Eyes Ultimate and the 1000 Dice Restrict. And then obviously we have our Chimera. Realistically, we're only going to be summoning one of these Chimeras because we only have the 1 copy of Baphomet, but we got the 3 in there just in case. For the side deck, 2 Nobleman of Crossout. This is to stop things like Old Vindictive Magician, cards that have become a bit of a thorn in our side. Alex has been really enjoying this card, so this is a really good out to it. We have 2 more copies of Prideful Roar. We will bring this in if we see that Alex isn't on the Nobleman of Extermination. And then the Waking the Dragon, we will bring this card if we see that Alex is on Nobleman of Extermination. Because if he keeps just throwing those out and trying to pop a back row, we can maybe get punished with Waking the Dragon. I don't think we have actually yet to resolve this card, so maybe today will be the day. But that's the deck. It's a generic beatdown deck. It does have a little bit of extra depth to it, but not too much. Generally, beatdown has been the way to go in Speed, so I'm feeling middlingly confident because I think the deck play style very much suits us and can be very strong. The deck itself maybe is a little bit lacking. But let's fire on in and see what Alex has got for us. So you have been on a bit of a tear, Alex. You have won, I think, 3 of our 4 current games, which means if you win 1 more, you will be the Battle City champion.
Ooh, nice.
which I don't want to let happen, so hopefully I'll win this game.
Well, I think you'll be happy to know I'm not on Break of the Old Vindictive plus Boss Monster this week.
I mean, hey mate, if it ain't broke, you know. But it'll be interesting to see what we are both on. We both still do have a myriad of skills left. I think we now have less skills that dictate an actual deck we kind of build around. But we still do have some of those knocking about. So I think with such a wide variety of options available to us, this should still be quite an interesting one. I think the next one down the line that you picked was No More Mrs. Nyhmnim. So it'll be interesting to see if you're on that. I hope you're not, because I know I've played physical Battle City Box, and that is a really annoying skill to play against. But shall we just fire straight on him?
Let's go.
Let's go with this. Ooh, paper.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Triple paper. How am I supposed to predict the triple paper?
Oh, I'll go second.
Okay.
Oh, I am on. Oh, well, this is nice, man.
Okay. Now, well, I'm not going to show you what I'm on. It's a Yugi skill. So you get to know. Alright, we will stand by main, set, and then we'll set 2 more back row before passing the turn.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to activate Noble Mode of Extermination.
Okay, so you have banished Prideful Roar. I do not have any more copies of Prideful Roar in my deck.
Neither do I.
I didn't think you would. It's a bit of a niche trap card.
Yes. That. 2.
Yeah, that's bad. So we'll draw, stand by main. Alright, let's get funky. I'm going to flip summon my Phantom Beast Cross Wing. So while this card's in the graveyard, all Phantom Beast monsters on the field gain 300 attack. Any response to the flip summon?
Nope.
I will normal summon Phantom Beast Wildhorn, which has piercing. Have any response to this summon?
Nope.
Go to battle phase. I will declare an attack with Crosswing.
Yep, that's
13. Then I will declare an attack with my Wildhorn for 17. And then we'll just pass the turn back to you.
Hey, what I needed, a monster. Right. And there's an S Chain
So when this
Master.
card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 15 life points, look at your opponent's hand. So on its own, this card doesn't do anything. If you attack with it, I'll lose my guy, which will buff the other guy. Which isn't the end of the world. What else could you do with this? Give it an equip spell? I don't think I care about that. Oh, you could pop my back row. That's the problem, because when you use Mrs. Nice Guy... Yeah, okay, so in response to the summon, I will activate Floodgate Trap Hole, because it's going to get popped anyway.
Looks like I'm back.
And then this to grave. Alright, draw for turn, stand by main. Let's normal summon Wildhorn. Anything in response to the summon?
Nope.
Set, battle phase, declare an attack with the first Wildhorn.
Yep.
So it's piercing, so that'll be 400. And then we'll try and get in with Crosswing. Alright, that was a game. Let's go for the game 2 and hope it's a bit more interactive.
A second again.
Are you sure you don't want to go first?
No, I want the draw.
You might like it, you never know. Alright, stand by main. Tell me if you've seen this one before. I will set a monster. Set a back row. And end the turn.
Okay.
Don't forget to flip up your skill. Haha. You have banished Widespread Ruin. I don't have any more copies in my deck.
Ooh, I do.
Then banish them, boy. Oh, only 2. So there might be one in your hand, there might not be.
Well, I'm going to Venice Village.
Okay. So we're on Amazoness combined with No More Mrs. Nice Mine.
Well, yeah, I thought I'd make a my theme deck, and I went with M&S instead of Harpies.
Okay.
Boop. Heirloom.
Heirloom's a bit of a pain.
We'll go to battle.
You've killed Crosswing.
Okay.
Right, draw for turn. Standby main. Once per turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. After damage calculation, if it attacks a monster. I think I have to set this either way.
Yeah.
I think I then have to just pass the turn.
Ooh. Well, it's a good draw. I'll exterminate it.
Well, you got Floodgate Trap Hole. I do not have any more on my deck.
As do I. I'll summon a second.
Okay.
Almigenish.
So that is 34 damage?
2 lots of 17, yeah.
Right, fingers crossed for a good draw here, because I don't actually think anything gets me out of this situation. Especially not that. Yeah, you got it. Let's go to game 3. We'll go second. I want the bloody draw this time.
Okay. That. Normal summon a sage.
I think there might be a point where you just have too much spell and trap destruction, mate.
Yeah, right. End.
Okay, draw, standby main. I will attempt to normal summon Phantom Beast Crosswing. Do you have any response to the summon?
Nope.
I will set 2 cards to the back row and pass the turn back to you.
Okay. Give this M&S an heirloom.
Okay.
And we will go to battle.
Okay.
Attack.
Widespread Ruin.
By battle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, that's the wrong button.
I know you really want to attack. Alright, draw, standby main. So this is where stuff gets a little bit funky, because I know you've got a widespread back there. You can't fool me. I will normal summon Wildhorn. Any response to the summon?
Nope.
Set a back row. Go to battle. Declare an attack with Crosswing.
Nope, no, not the country.
Just a little bit more than that. Okay, you're taking it all, eh?
Yeah, I don't know widespread set.
Pass. I know you run 2 of it. It's the ultimate bluff.
Village.
What's the last card in your hand?
Another
Ooh.
heirloom.
Yeah, I'll show you what I had. I had Gazelle. I assume your back row's
Oh,
not there.
nice.
So, yeah, that's bloody typical, isn't it? So, Gazelle is actually really interesting. Have you seen that Gazelle has a quote-unquote effect? Like, it has a line of rules text on it.
Yeah, I did read that last week. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's an
It's
interesting...
treated as a phantom beast, even though he's a normal monster.
Yeah, I think it is something to do with translation, because I think when it came out in Japanese, it was probably called something like Phantom Beast Gazelle, or, you know, their equivalent. And then these Phantom Beasts don't have it. Because, like, Summon Skull is an Archfiend monster. Because I think in Japanese it's called, like, Skull Archfiend or something.
Okay.
So, yeah, they have to, like, change the name sometimes.
He was meant to be king of the phantom beasts.
Yeah, that's more than likely what it was supposed to be. But yeah, my skill, which we didn't get to see this game.
It was fusion, right?
Yeah, it lets me fuse together my Gazelle and my Baphomet, who I never saw together, which was a bit of a shame.
Perfect.
Which is a bit, yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a shame he didn't get to come out. Because, obviously, you know, if I do manage to get them both together, I don't show my extra deck. I can summon out the boy. And then the other effect of Beast of Phantom is that I can... during my end phase, if I fusion summon Chimera, I can add a Phantom Beast monster to my graveyard to my hand. So like there is like some synergy with this. Plus, because also Chimera is a Phantom Beast, has the same line of text on it. That means it'll also get a boost from stuff like Phantom Beast Crossbeam, which means it gets the extra 300, so it becomes a 24. If I have 3, it's a bit idealistic, I think, to get 3 Crosswings in the graveyard. But if I did, it would gain 900 to go up to 3,000 attack. And it's a 3,000 attack that when it dies floats into like a Gazelle, who also gets the extra 900 attack. So it's a 3,000 that floats into a 24. And then I was also on this trap, which unfortunately, so I run 3 of this trap, and every time you played Nobleman of Extermination, I just hadn't drawn this card. I was waiting for you to like activate it, and then I'll flip it up and be like, haha, it's no longer face down, your card fizzles. But yeah, it's a really, really good card. 800 attack, so obviously, you know, any of my guys become a lot bigger. But on top of that, whenever it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, I get to draw a card. So what I could do is activate this in the damage step when you're attacking into me, flip it over, kill your guy, and then draw a card as well, which is just really, really strong. But again, you were on Heirloom, which causes a lot of problems there, because I'm like, well, I can't kill you by battle now, so this just doesn't work. Heirloom does kind of hard counter Phantom Beast, but unfortunately it does not hard counter Widespread, which is just, you know, Widespread's almost a catch-all, like it's such a strong trap card. And I expect this isn't the last we've seen of it.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, I think, like I said before, I think you've got so much bloody spell and trap destruction. Just no one was as nice. My plus Sage plus Nobleman. I think you probably could have cut at least one of them. Unless you just really wanted to say, fuck you, spell traps. Well, that's what I mean. Like, when you first summoned your Amazoness Swordswoman, I was like, oh, no, not you, the Chainmaster. I was like, I don't want to floodgate this, but you're going to destroy this. So there's no reason to not floodgate it. So it put me in like a really weird position where I was like, oh, you're like forcing me to use resources I don't want to use. Oh, but anyway, that was a good one. And that means, I mean, you're still only 1 win away. So if you win any game before we open the next set, you are still Battle City champion. So you've got that going for you. I think we've got 2 more games left of this this box. So if you win either of them, you're off to the races.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, GG, buddy.
GG.